The model on the screen depicts the molecular structure of methylphenidate. Ritalin is available in the form of tablets containing the active ingredient methylphenidate hydrochloride, which is a type of stimulant. This is interesting because stimulants increase activity in the brain and normally make people more alert and active. The stimulants used for Ritalin, however, create the opposite effect, causing the children to focus. Methylphenidate hydrochloride, which is the active ingredient of Ritalin, works by affecting some of the natural chemicals that are found in the brain. It particularly increases the activity of dopamine and noradrenaline, which are the areas of the brain that control attention and behavior. These areas seem to be underactive in children with ADD, and it is thought that Ritalin increases the activity of these chemicals and improves the function of these underactive parts of the brain. This animation depicts the mass spectrometry reading of Ritalin.
This is light work. Unacceptable. I can't. I just can't. This is no good. No good. Oh, that's a 1. That's a 1. It is finished.
Oh, I mean, as far as taking the Ritalin and stuff like that, when I'd show up at class, and if I hadn't taken a pill, they would know within the first 5 minutes you need to go to the office and take your pill. Just out of control, I think. Not quiet. You know, when the teacher's trying to talk, I'm just saying rude things. I'm not necessarily rude to the teacher, but just talking over them. Medication kind of gives you time to sit and think, like count to 10. You know, like if my dad always used to say count to 10, and then like as I got older, he said if you can't count to 10, at least count to 3. You know, do what you can, start counting. You know, and think about your actions. And with the Ritalin, without the Ritalin, my mind would just be going everywhere. So it's like if I could sit here and think, hey, I want to pay attention, but after about 10 seconds, 30 seconds, I'm thinking about something else, and you know, my mind's just rolling. I think it just slows you down a little bit. Maybe I think I was hyper. I was moving a little bit faster than everybody else.
I experimented with Ritalin 3 months ago when my brother got diagnosed with ADD. It had a very strange taste. After a few hours or so, I lost my sense of taste and also my appetite along with it. It took about 20 minutes to kick in. I found it easier to concentrate on things. I was less distracted, and it cleared my mind. I was able to get more work done. You see, I found it a lot easier to breathe. Also, I felt this tingling, like an electric current running through my skin, and queasiness in my stomach. While experimenting with Ritalin, I also took a trip to the gym. As through my many exercises that I performed that day, I was able to do the bench press, bicep curls, and also the chest machine. I had a lot more coordination. Well, I got mine from my brother. It was given to him by his pediatrician. He got it as a prescription due to the ADD. I have my brother's right here. I got this at Walmart, also available at Walgreens and Rite Aid. And it is manufactured by Walton Laboratories, also by UCB Inc. Incorporated. And I just want to inform you that it is available in 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams, and 20 milligrams. I, for one, have the 20 milligrams right here.
The effects of Ritalin abuse, they can cause serious health problems, heart disease, liver and kidney damage, respiratory problems, and even brain damage are some of the effects. Alright, well, according to the DEA, it's a Schedule II drug, and while this means it has some medical uses, it can be subject to abuse and addiction. Trafficking Ritalin can be met with up to a $1 million fine and up to 20 years in prison. Simply giving a friend a pill can be considered trafficking. If someone is harmed while abusing Ritalin, you can get 20 years to jail, in jail, and that's a serious crime. Someone who is abusing Ritalin often has a loss of appetite. They tend to be nauseous, panic, and usually have dilated pupils. Those are some of the symptoms you can see someone who's abusing Ritalin. Prominent abuses on college campuses, actually. Students who usually wish to pull an all-nighter to try to improve their grades will often be led to using it. Where does illegal Ritalin come from? Well, often it starts off with people who are prescribed Ritalin. When they finish using it, they can sometimes pass that on to other people and get their prescriptions refilled when they're not using it, but the other people having access to getting that Ritalin, and it's a problem.
Yes.
Well, $2 to $5 typically, and usually for things like most drugs, the more you buy, the cheaper it is. Ritalin, like many other drugs, is very addicting. It's harmful, and people who get addicted to it need help. There are many rehab centers that people can go to treat Ritalin addiction, and support groups that are available. So if you know someone there that has a Ritalin addiction, you should probably offer them some help and suggest them go see a support group or a counselor, and maybe a hotline online. You can find all sorts of information about that.
Review it and then say it again.
Got him.
How long ago did you experiment with Ritalin?
I experimented Ritalin.
With Ritalin, sorry.
I experimented. I'm not smart.
That's the point.
Okay.
Be yourself.
That wasn't the wrong.
Action.
I found it a lot easier to breathe. Also, a tingling feeling, like an electric current in my stomach.
Skin.
Why is it skin? The pill goes in my stomach. I'm not gonna argue.
Action.
The day I started Ritalin,
Start over.
Why?
Rattling.
What is it? It's Ritalin, right?
Ritalin.
Yeah,
It's Ritalin.
Ritalin.
Ritalin, alright.
Ritalin.
I felt very coordinated. Although I had the cat-like reflexes of a mongoose.
That was good.
And it was given to him by his pediatrician, who gave him a prescription to use it. Now, it is very available. It comes in all different milligrams, 5, 10s, 20s. It is available by UCB, Activist Elizabeth, and Watson Laboratories. As a matter of fact, I have some right here. Would you guys like to try some? I have them in 20s. Please come, take some, and enjoy the show.
Perfect.
masterpiece.